Yes, hi students. So we'll be discussing about real numbers in today's class. So starting off, real numbers. What is real numbers? It's very simple. Real numbers concept is those numbers that can be represented on a number line, right? That is what we have learned in 9th grade as well. So those numbers that can be represented on a number line are called real numbers. So every point on this number line, we have a number line 0, 1, 2 and so on, right? Similarly, we have -1, -2 and so on. So every number on this number line are real numbers. Okay, those numbers that can be represented on a number line are called real numbers. Then we have learned about rational numbers. What is a rational number? Rational number is a ratio of integers. From the name, rational ratio of integers. So I can write rational number as P by Q. P and Q are what? P and Q are belongs to integers, right? So P and Q belongs to integer, and you cannot divide a number by 0, so Q cannot be equal to 0, right? Division by 0 is not defined and not possible, so Q cannot be 0. So this is what you have to remember about rational numbers. Those numbers that can be written in the form P by Q are rational numbers. Those numbers that cannot be written in the form P by Q are irrational numbers. For example, √2, √3, right? Pi. So why these numbers we cannot write in or Euler's number? There are many constants which are irrational numbers. Okay, so this is Euler's number, right? And what's the idea here is, for example, √2. What is √2? √2 is 1.414 and different numbers keeps on going. It does not repeat, no number repeats. Okay, it keeps on going, different numbers. √3 is how much? 1.732 and keeps on going, right? So these are irrational numbers. What about rational numbers? What all numbers come under rational numbers? We have natural numbers, which are the counting numbers which we learnt. So we can write it as n for natural numbers. Those numbers which we used to count when we were small are natural numbers, like 1, 2, 3. The counting numbers are natural numbers. When we add 0 to it, it becomes whole numbers. When we add 0, it becomes whole numbers, right? Then when we added negative numbers, it became integers, right? If we add z, it becomes integers. Z is for integers. If we add negative numbers, it becomes integers. This is the entire idea, right, of real numbers. We have learned this in previous grade as well. But what is the difference between a fraction and a rational number? That's an interesting question, right? Fraction is also under rational number. Fraction has two different representation. One is decimal representation as well as fractional representation. So 0.2 can be written as 0.5 or 1/2, right? So in a fraction, we write it as part of a whole. So what is a fraction? So when we understand about fractions, what is the difference between a fraction and a rational number? Very simple. Fraction is written in the form a by b, where a and b are, any idea? It is part of a whole, right? So it is whole numbers, right? And b is not equal to 0 because division by 0 is not possible. So what is the difference here? So when the numerator denominator, that form is created and it has negative numbers, then it is a rational number, right? It has negative numbers like -2/3 or 2/-3. These are all rational numbers. Okay, so that is the difference between a fraction and if I have -2/3, is it a fraction? No. 2/3 is a fraction, right? Because it is whole numbers. That is the logic. Okay, and the next thought process is 0 or rational number or not? Yes, 0 is a rational number. Why is 0 a rational number? Because it can be written in the form 0/1. Correct? It can be written as 0/-1 as well. So it can be written as 0/1 or 0/-1, 0/2, anything, right? 0 is a rational number. I hope the concept is clear. So we have rational and irrational. Rational numbers are those numbers that can be written in the form P by Q. Irrational numbers cannot be written in the form P by Q. Very simple, right? Okay, now let's move on and understand more about these concepts. Okay, so in this concept, factors and multiples, we'll be learning factors and multiples and revising it again. So I've written factors and multiples. What is a factor and what is a multiple? We need to clearly understand that right now. Okay, so when we have 2 into 3, 2 into 3 is equal to 6, right? So what is my factors? To get 6, what is 6 factors? 6 factors is 2 and 3. 6 factors are 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 are the factors of 6, right? What is a multiple? 6 is the multiple. The multiple is this, right? This is the multiple. 6 is the multiple. Why is 6 the multiple? Because 2 is kept 3 times to get 6. 3 is kept 2 times to get 6, right? So it is multiple of that number, right? So 6 is a multiple of which number? 2. 6 is a multiple of which number? 3. That is the logic, okay? So that is the logic of multiple. What is a factor? 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3, so 2 is a factor. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2, so 3 is a factor. That's what you have to understand here. Is that clear? I hope it is clear. If you have doubts, you can always comment it in the section, okay? And our team will guide you. So here we go. Next we have prime numbers. What is prime number? When the number of factors, let's say we have 2. What are the factors of 2? 2's factor is only 2 into 1, right? Only 2 and 1. What about 3? 3's factor is only 3 into 1, right? Correct, no? So if a number has only the number itself and 1 as its factor, it's called a prime number. If the number has only the number and 1 as its factor, it's called prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, not 9. Is it 9 a prime factor? No. 9 is 3 into 3, right? So then we have 7, we have 13, we have 11. We have certain prime numbers. We'll look into how many prime numbers are there, right? So what are the different prime numbers we have? So the first 10 prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23 and 29. What are the factors here? There is only 2 factors. What are the 2 factors? The number itself and 1. That's the logic, okay? Okay, so let's understand about fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that every integer greater than 1 is either a prime number or can be expressed in the form of primes. In other words, all the natural numbers can be expressed in the form of product of its prime factors. So let's recall what is prime factors, right? So here we go. What is prime factors? We know the numbers 7 and 5 are prime numbers. Why is it prime number? Because as we have discussed, these numbers 7 and 5 has only the factors 7 and 1 for 7 and 5 and 1 for 5, right? So they're prime factors. So any number, 35 is what? 7 into 5. Any number can be written as product of prime numbers, okay? Suppose we have 1, 1, 4, 5, 6, 0. How much will it be? It can be represented after prime factorization. You can write it will be 2 raised to 7 into 5 into 179, right? So you can calculate using prime factorization and find the answer. We'll do few questions based on this, then I'll show you big numbers, okay? So let's try to do the exercises. So once we start with small numbers, we'll revise prime factorization, then we'll do big numbers and see how we can do it faster, okay? All right, so please start with the exercises in the next video.